places where the map ends and the unknown begins, where shadows whisper and the truth hides in plain sight. Welcome to Agents of the Unexplained, the broadcast for those who seek what others fear to find. Here is your host, Bill Rigby.
Bill Rigby leads the way into the strange. Whispers in the static, truth inside.
Hey, good morning, or almost afternoon, folks. Man, what a week for Bigfoot, hasn't it been? The flap over there in Ohio, which is real close. The P&G film. Oh, man. All I'm going to say about the Ohio one right now, with all those sightings, needs some more hard evidence from the witnesses. We need that hard evidence. This crap on P&G, the Patterson Gimlin film. I don't know what to say. I haven't watched it. Ain't going to pay to watch it. If it's free, I'll watch it. But I think some of it could be AI enhanced so they can make money. But I don't know. I'm praying and praying and praying. This is all BS. Because I suck up for it left and right. Now, let's talk about eyewitnesses. I saw a Bigfoot at 15 feet from me. Mike Bennett seen it walking away from where we were at. I know what I saw. So P&G film is hoaxed. Oh, well, I don't care. I really don't. I know what I saw. And yeah, hey, Johnny, you're right. Time will tell. But I don't care. There. I waved at you, Rhonda. The thing is, I believe it's real. The film. I know Bigfoot is real. I won't deny that. Good and bad. Good and bad. So far, it's okay. The thing is that we need to do our due diligence and work through it. And we need to stay sharp. Hey, BJ. Hi, Nick. And Tom, I see you're out there. But, you know, I got so much going on right now. It's crazy. And all this to throw in the mix really got my mind going 100 different miles. But like I said, I know what I saw. I know it's real. Bonnie knows what he saw. He knows it's real. Dan, Mr. Schmidt, my man, I need a jingle made up. But, you know, good morning, Kelly. But the thing is, we need to do our due diligence, pay attention. Like I said, I'm not going to pay to watch this documentary thing on that. Take care, Rhonda. I'm not going to pay because I know what I saw out there, and it's real. I don't care if people believe me or not. I really don't. I'm right here. You know, I know it's real. I'm not going to argue with the people that's making this film and all that. They can have it, whatever. I hope it doesn't make the rest of us researchers that do know, and the ones that hope and that know, stop. Because we really gotta stick together and get the evidence and the whole 9 yards. The evidence, morning Hannah, the evidence being destroyed over in Ohio. The P&G film, there's a document coming out on that where Patterson's wife and son is saying it was all hoaxed. I don't care. I know what I saw. And I think it's about money and about AI. I really do. And that's my personal opinion. I can be wrong, and I don't care because I know what I saw when I had my sighting. People can say whatever the hell they want. I'm not going to argue with people. I'm not going to say, "Oh yeah, you're just saying that." No, I know what I saw. I know the things I heard. I know the things that been seen in that, and that's the thing. We, the ones that have seen, they know. So I don't know. I'm glad you're not, Hannah, because you like to put your time in. And yes, that is a Bigfoot howl. Do I know for sure? You put those howls against anything else out there, wildlife, and that, no comparison. So, with that being said, a lot of the evidence that has been collected over the years. We don't have Dr. Meldrum, who was a staunch supporter of the P&G film. He's gone. Bob Gimlin is not in great health. And I heard he's on early dementia. At his age, I can believe that. I don't know how true it is, but I can believe that. So how is he going to argue this? So much coincidence here. And I don't go for coincidence. And I'm not going to buy into all that. If they can come up with real evidence that the Patty was hoaxed, which I got 1 point on this to share. Reason they called her Patty and said it was a female, which in 1967, you're not allowed to show nudes. In 1967, you need Mary Tyler Moore show, Dick Van Dyke, single beds. They weren't allowed to be together. They weren't allowed to show their bellies. They weren't allowed, all that stuff. So they're showing this film, and Patty's breasts are swaying in the breeze. I'm sorry if they're doing a costume. they would have made it male. That's all. That's my point on that. Micah, I'm glad to see you out there, brother. So all this, Micah and his brother Shane has seen Bigfoot. You're going to tell them they didn't? The Bigfoot's fake? Nope. We're not. I'm not buying into this film they're going to be putting out there. I'm not buying into the 8 or 10 sightings over here in Ohio in a few days. I'm not buying into that one. I believe some were seen, but not every one. And so, and I believe a couple of them were seen. If all 8 or 10 were seen, wow, craziness. And I saw on the Northeastern Bigfoot page, Northeastern Ohio Bigfoot page, Jeff shared my thoughts on it earlier this week. And he, maybe he wants to share these ones too, because I'm at the point I'm discussing with a lot of people out there, the so-called researchers that went tramping through the woods over there in Ohio and destroying evidence. I know they were. They were looking for evidence, and a lot of them didn't know what the hell they were looking for. I know some really, really great researchers over that way. Now they're going to wait till everything calms down, and they're going to go and start researching heavy in that area. I hope they find something. I really do, because it'll validate these other people's sightings. And I know there's researchers that are in there. I'm going to say amateur ones mainly, that were in there and don't know how to study the situation in the woods. I lived in the woods for years, hunting, hiking, just being out in nature. So I know what I was looking at. I know what I'm looking for. And that has helped me with this Bigfoot research. And I'm not going to deny it. I'm not the best out there. I'm far from it. I'm a damn good tracker. Am I the best? No. I'm a damn good tracker. I know the prints. Pretty much so. There's some I didn't. But we need, for these researchers that think they are researchers, please stay away from there for a while. We don't need the hundreds and thousands of people going through the woods over there, which has happened. I know people that live in that area says it's ridiculous. Couldn't find a parking place off the side of the road anywhere. So, hello, Bobby. Mount Verde. Is that on the east side of the state there, Bobby? I'm not sure where that one's at. That area's at. Oh, you're flying from West Alexandria. Been west of Orlando. Okay. You're a little bit country there. Yes. Yes. Like I said, I wasn't sure. I'm thinking, toward the east of it. Okay. I know Florida half decently well. Spent a lot of time running down there just to get away from up here. But, so we need to realize that whatever evidence is found, the whole state is. Oh, my man Brian, how you doing? Yes, you found. And now that any evidence, since all the sightings for the next week or two, is going to be questionable. Because you're going to have people trying to hoax in there, just start crap, guaranteed. And some of the evidence that some of these people find might be real, but it'll be questionable. Baylor, how you doing? So, you got all this fiasco going over in Ohio. Now you got the fiasco of the P&G film. Now it's upsetting. It's upsetting. Hey, Loretta. But I will say this much. It's not going to change what I believe because I know what I saw. And I'm not going to stop researching this. And because we need the evidence. Just me seeing it and all these other thousands that saw one. Are we all liars? No. No. Where we need to do our due diligence, get out there, research, stay the hell out of that little section of Ohio so it calm down. Go research. I was out for a little bit early this morning. All right, Karen, you got a big long statement. I got to put my glasses on. I saw one in the woods behind where I used to live. I saw one by a small lake about a half mile from the first sighting site. Probably the same one. It was not aggressive. I think I startled it. You might have. You might have. Yeah. You think you startled as much as it startled you? Probably, if it didn't realize you was there. Which, truthfully, 9 times out of 10, if they're traveling fast, crossing a trail to get to the other side, they're hoping you didn't see it or they didn't realize you was walking up. Because a lot of the sightings was shooting across the road or shooting across the trail. And you don't have to be deep in the woods. You can be set up a little fire ring, make sure it's safe, of course, please make sure it's safe. Sit there and have a little fire in the evening. If they're around, they'll come watch you. That, I know that for a fact because it has happened a few times to us. My sighting was in Ohio, Karen. My sighting was in Ohio, so not where all these sightings were at. Yeah, and BJ, I'm putting you up on screen with that one. I can do that because you're on the YouTube end. BJ does live up deep in the woods up there. Forest County. And that recording of the Bigfoot vocalization she captured, it was something she never heard before. She never did. And yeah, you got the juvenile Bigfoot print too, down at the end of your driveway. And she's deserted, so there was no kids running through there barefooted. So the general area, Karen, you don't have to say exactly where your sighting was. Mine was the Buckeye Trail down there, Salt Fork. I have showed a lot of people exactly where I had my sighting at. And very interesting. It's very interesting. I'm waiting to see if you answer that, Karen. I'd like to see that. Oh, but like I said, if they even prove the P&G film was hoaxed, I really don't give a damn. I know what I saw. And when it stood up, it scared the living crap out of me. I'm not lying. It startled me when I saw it, but it scared the crap out of me when it stood up. And we went back down the next day, not the same evening, the next day, which is a very, very hot spot. So, yes, Karen, I believe you did have your sighting there. That is a very hot spot. A friend of mine gets a lot of pictures there. I don't know where I was going. Hello, Renee. How's the hubby doing? I hope he's doing better. So, the thing is, the ones that see it, no. And the ones that's going to stick by this thing going with the PG film and saying it was hoaxed or whatever, I don't care. I know what I saw. Renee's sister Tina knows what she saw. I know Mike Bennett knows what he saw with me. Dave Grove is another one. You know, I can start naming these people off that all seen hundreds, 1,000, good 1,000 through the years. Some people will say that they're not sure. Okay, I can understand that too. They can be not sure. But, you know, as an avid hunter, hiker, and that, and when they say, you sure it wasn't a bear? I know what a bear looks like. I know the differences that you see. You know, bears got the ears on top of their head. Bigfoot don't. And I haven't seen a black bear stand 7 foot tall either. Like, we went down the next day and measured it up near that tree, about where it stood up to. I didn't pinpoint exact spot. I was just in the rough area because, like I said, I got scared 15 feet away from me. That big SOB scared me. I ain't lying. This boy don't get scared. I get startled once in a while. Do I get scared? No, that scared me. So, uh, oh, that's going to happen, BJ. That's going to happen. But like I said earlier in this live I'm doing, I believe all 8 or 10 of those sightings are true sightings? No. I ain't saying that people believe what they saw, but are they true sightings? No. I believe a few of them are. I don't believe they all are. All right, let me check here. Oh, okay. I'm not going to repeat it, Karen. I won't repeat it. Yeah, yeah. But a lot of areas are going to start blowing up on Bigfoot sightings because number one, it's that time of year. They're out foraging. Long hard winter for sure. So they're going to be out foraging. Yes, an uptick on sightings. Guaranteed we're going to see a ton of people say, well, I saw this, I saw that, and I'm not sure exactly. You know, just be honest with everything you're seeing and saying. Just, you know, if you're not sure what you're seeing, say that. If you're positive what you saw, say that. You know, don't say, well, I saw this. And I'm thinking, maybe I didn't. Believe me, I beat myself up wondering, did I really see what I saw? Did my mind play tricks on me? What is going on? You know, why am I still alive? It was that close to me. You know, all these things. On a real sighting, you do have all these questions, especially as close as I was, and as close as some of these other people were. My friend Joe Kesky, he had to scare his life away. It was bluff charging him, and it took him years, 10 years, to really get back into finding out. You know, so, and he's ex-military, and I'm ex-military, and it took me a few weeks to get my butt back, but I had people calling me, and that Joe didn't really have anyone to talk to at the time when his sighting happened. And everything he had to say on his story, I buy it 110%. He ain't gonna BS us. Karen, I'm glad you're definitely positive on what you saw. I'm glad. That's where all of us got to stick together with that. I'm not going to let someone tell me I didn't see what I know I saw. Yes, BJ, they're not all aggressive. Now, I believe those guys that Joe was walking with, Joe and his couple of his friends, they, I think that one that was bluff charging was a distraction. more than it was being super aggressive. It probably would have got super aggressive if they would have stuck around. But they turned and hightailed it out of there. I believe they might have been close to a mother and a young, and that was a male protecting them. And he was off to the side. I really believe that. Now, when I spoke up there at Marionville for the Forest County Bigfoot Expo up there, that Turtle Man got up and started answering questions first during the round table about, do you think if you get close to them, they get aggressive? And he's telling everyone, yes, they do. No, they don't. I'm living proof of that. And then Jim Boardwine got up next, said he can't answer that one because his sighting was far away. Okay. He goes, but I believe Bill has something to say. And I did. Because what Turtleman was saying kind of ticked me off a lot. But I was nice about it. And I says, well, with Turtleman's sighting, I believe it did get aggressive. My sighting was 15 feet from me and it was not aggressive. So, no, they all don't, but you got to be careful no matter what. And I don't care. You got to be careful. You're still in the wild. You don't know what's going to happen. So you got to use caution. If I knew it was right there on the right inside the tree line next to that trail, I would not have walked up that close. No way in hell. I'm brave, but I ain't stupid, because you don't know what they're going to do. And that's basically what I said up there. Before I had my sighting, I was out a lot with Mary Fabian. She knows my reactions and how I was out there. And when we came back up out of that trail from seeing it, she knew something was up with me because of the way I was acting. Yes, Karen, you definitely got to respect their territory. Whenever you go in the woods, respect the woods. You know, truthfully. I get mad when I find people throwing their garbage on the ground. And they're out hiking and they cut into a smaller trail and throwing their candy bar wrapper or sandwich wrapper or whatever down on it. No. You're carrying a backpack and carrying that stuff, put it back in the backpack and empty it when you get home in the garbage. Common sense. And yes, BJ, you was even gifted that crystal and it wasn't found nowhere in the state at all, that type of crystal. So, you know, where'd that come from? This Ohio stuff, it's still bugging me. I'm having a hard time with it till we get some hard evidence. And like I said earlier, got all these hundreds and hundreds of people traveling through the woods, evidence getting destroyed. The rain helped destroy footprints. And you see some that might look like a footprint, but is it? Sure, it ain't someone with a big foot walking through there. And the rain changed the impression a little bit to make it look like a Bigfoot foot. Possibility. It's definitely a possibility. People hoaxing a Bigfoot foot? possibility. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I don't sleep much lately. Do we need to figure other stuff out with this stuff in Ohio? Somehow, when things calm down. I know someone that lives right near where the one sighting was, and they're a Bigfoot researcher. Why weren't they contacted? That's the other problem I have. All right. You take care, BJ. Be safe. But anyhow, I'm going to be getting off here pretty quick. I got work to get done here, and I might have to go help a friend. I'm praying I don't, but I probably will. I got too much to do here, but I had to get on here, let people know how I felt about some of this stuff. And true researchers, please don't give up over this P&G fiasco. I know for a fact they're out there. Even if the P&G film was a hoax, which I'm not buying into it. I really can't buy into that. But we'll see. We'll see. I will keep an open mind with it, but I'm not buying into it yet, and everyone's in hysteria over it. Maybe I should take a nap. We'll see. No, I'm not. I got work to do. But you all take care. You all be safe. And I will be talking to you soon. Especially more evidence comes out. I'll definitely be online. Talk to you soon. Bye.
This has been the Agents of the Unexplained Paranormal Podcast. Please like, follow, and share on all social media. And remember, the truth is out there.
Bill Rigby leads the way into the strange.